Hello, 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 and welcome back to the podcast. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it as always. And thanks to the bingers. Thanks for those that come back all the time. You guys are awesome. Okay, you know what? I'm going to say this right now before I forget. Be on the lookout. Those of you in Eastern Iowa, be on the lookout. I'm coming your way. I am anticipating I have to come to Iowa. I had a client pass there and I need to deliver a death benefit check. So I am going to be there sometime in November. So it is going to be, as soon as I find out, it's going to be pretty last minute as far as us getting together. So if you are a client listening to this, pay attention to your emails. If you are just somebody that is not a client, you've not met me yet, I'm going to try to do a little seminar there. I'm going to try to do some client get-togethers there because I have a lot of clients in Eastern Iowa. I just have a lot of clients in Iowa, period. There are a lot of book buyers in Iowa, so we will be reaching out. Pay attention to the social medias, pay attention to emails, all that good stuff, because we are going to try to get a hold of you guys. But again, it is going to be very last minute because I don't know exactly when I will be leaving here. Not something that I can plan, so keeping my schedule open. I do know it will not be the second week in November because I will be gone that week. Anywho, okay. Keep your eyes open. Let's talk today about something that is not infinite banking related. Yes, I know. But I found this new it's called a personality test, which, yes, I would say it's a personality test. It's more of a how do you think test, in my opinion. Not There's like all kinds of personality tests, but you guys, I've talked about some of these before on here. And your operation is a business. You are running a business. And a lot of times in businesses, we get to the point where if we're operating with family, spouses, kids, whatever, not just mom and dad, we get to the point where we want to start to kill each other. Right? We're like, we just cannot work together. And a lot of times that is because we don't understand how other people are working. And you guys all know, I am a huge John Maxwell fan and I listen to his podcasts all the time. And then I share on here. Well, John had the gentleman on that created the Working Genius personality test. So I thought, sounds interesting. I'll go take it, see what happens. Then I had both of my assistants take it. And I have a colleague, Wade, that you guys know, and I had Wade take it. And I have another colleague, John, that I had take it. And I'm like, this is kind of crazy. And then I've listened to the podcast because they have a Working Genius podcast. So if you are interested in that, go check it out. But here is what is super interesting to me. Okay. Now, there are 6 pieces to this. The first one is the wonderer. So when you take the test, are you going to be a wonderer? Are you somebody that just thinks about things? For example, why do we do it that way? How come they did that? Why are they saying that? Right? You're the thinker. The second one is the invention. Are you the person then that says, oh, well, we could do it better than that. Let's do this or let's do that. Or we always have ideas for something, right? We're always creating a strategy or an idea, or we're coming up with something, the inventor. The third one then is discernment. Are you the person that says, that's a good idea, but we should probably do it this way, or that might not work because of this? So you're the one that sits back and just kind of listens and it just kind of rolls around in your head. The fourth one is galvanizing. Are you the person that brings the team together? Are you bringing the family together and saying, you know what? We need this person to come in and help, and we need this person to come in and help. And you're the motivator. Okay. That's what I look at the galvanizer as, is the motivator. The fifth one is enablement. Are you the enabler, not in a negative way, but are you the enabler that says, you know what, you need that done? Absolutely. I can run to town and get parts for you. Absolutely. You need me to help you move equipment? Yep. You need me to help you work cows? Absolutely. 100%. Oh, you need somebody to do the books for you? Yep. I'll do that. You need somebody to, go stand at this gate, open gates, whatever. Yep. That's fine. I can do that for you. You are the enabler. Somebody just tells you what to do, and you are so happy to help that you just help. And then there's the tenacity. Are you the person that gets it done? Like, it has to get done. You are the finisher of things. If something is going to get done, you are the finisher of those things. Okay. I took mine and I thought, well, that's pretty darn accurate. Like, that explains it. Once you listen to his podcast, it really explains it. Because my very first one was inventor. And those of you that have met with me one-on-one know that our meetings can get sidetracked very, very quickly. Because if you have a new business, if you have an opportunity, I am like, oh my gosh, well, you could do this and you could do that. And wow, could you do this? And have you talked to this person? And could we do that? I am also the same person that if I see something that, like, everything needs to be fixed in my brain, and it drives people insane. People that don't want to do things, right? They just want everything to be easy. I make them hard because I'm like, well, we could do this. It could be better. Well, we could do this. It could be better. Nothing is ever really complete in my world because it could always be better. We could always be changing things. We could always be doing things. I have really high expectations of people that do things for me. Like contractors, for example, when we were redoing our house, oh my gosh, I should have made them take this quiz before I hired them. Because if they are not an inventor and they can't see the potential, we're going to be butting heads constantly, right? Because I have all these ideas and they just want to stop. They just want to do everything the way they've done it for 40 years. And I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you just keep doing stuff the same way? Because there's all kinds of ways to do this, right? When I talk about how to buy land, and I'm like, well, maybe you should own or finance it. Maybe you should do a lease to own. Maybe this person could buy, if it's a family, maybe these two could buy that person out and then we could sell it. And I mean, I got all kinds of ideas and strategies, and it's what drives me every single day. I just love it. And then my second one is discernment. So I can come up with the idea and then I can go, you know what? That probably's not going to work. Oh, maybe that's not going to work. And so I like to do those two things, right? I like to kind of poke holes in things and I like to invent things. My third is wonderer. I don't sit back a lot and go, I wonder why people did that. I wonder what they're going to do there. I wonder what's wrong with that. Right? Some things I can see right away, but I don't do a lot of pondering is what I would call it. I don't sit and ponder a whole lot because I'm too busy trying to fix things. I'm not pondering. And then my fourth thing was tied with my fifth thing. And so the last two are your working frustration. And this is also what I love about this. So my tie was enablement and tenacity. And so depending on where I look on this little quiz, tenacity is, I would say, my fourth. Like, okay, let's get it done. But it's not my first. So those of you that have worked in our clients and you know my amazing Jess and Tiara, Jess's number one thing was tenacity. That girl gets things done. When you guys call in, she is going to get it done. If she didn't get it done for whatever crazy reason, she actually may have forgotten something, but it is rare. It is absolutely rare that that happens to her. So my number 4 would be like a tenacity, right? I'm going to get things done, but it's not going to probably be in a super timely manner. I don't mind getting things done. I just have to make an effort to get things done. I would much rather give you guys ideas of what to do with your operations and what to do with your businesses. And then guess what? You can come back and finish it all on your own. If you need more ideas, I'm here for you. And then my last 2, working frustrations. The thing that frustrates me is enablement and galvanizing. I am not good when people ask me to do things. Oh, Mary Jo, can you go do that for me? No, I'm not going to do that for you. Why? I don't want to do things for you. I want you to do it. If I asked you to do it, I want you to do it. I don't want to do it. Like, I'm not a good helper, you guys. Like, I'm just not. I'm really much better at giving orders. And you know how y'all have that one kid that's kind of bossy? Just, it's okay. Somebody's got to be the boss, okay? And then another one for me is galvanizing, bringing in the troops, giving people pep talks, motivating people. For the love of Pete, that is not my gig. I am not a pat you on the butt kind of person. And I didn't realize that till probably, I would say 12 years ago. I was doing this network marketing company and I was selling this stuff for a network marketing company and it exploded. Right. And it took off. And I was actually making money in a network marketing company. Yes, you can make money there. And I was making money and I was having to call people and be like, hey, it's the end of the month. Make sure that you get stuff sold. Make sure that you can meet this goal. Da, da, da. Oh my, are you kidding me? That lasted about 2 months and I thought, yeah, that's not for me. No, I am not here to motivate people. I do this all on my own. I get up every day and I get moving. I am not a motivator. So, what does that mean? So I have a daughter. Y'all know she's 17. And I will come up with an idea. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Haley, this is so awesome. Like, we should do this, this, and this, and this. And she's like, no, that's not a good, no. And I get super frustrated. And I go, well, if you don't like that idea, then what's your solution to the problem? She says, well, I don't know, but that's not going to work. Because why? Her number one, her working genius, her first 2 things are wonder and discernment. So she thinks and ponders about a lot of stuff. And she can tell me that it's not going to work, but she doesn't have the idea to invent it. That's like her number 3 or 4. So she can come up with them, but it's not just her automatic. And my husband won't take it. You guys, he just won't do it. He hates these things. He absolutely hates them. I'll get him. I'll get him there. I got to use my galvanizer. I gotta get him. Got to motivate him a little bit. But if I had to guess, he is also a wonderer and he is a discerner and he is probably the inventor. Him and my daughter are probably very, very close because if I say, oh my gosh, we should do this, he'll go, well, we can't because of whatever reason. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, I never thought of that. Or he doesn't say anything because he's discerning. And so then sometimes I'm like, you're kind of my Debbie Downer, dude. Like, I'm all excited about this. Let's do it. There's no way that this can fail. This is going to be awesome. And guess what? He's like, well, I don't know. And he's trying to poke holes in things. And it drives me a little bit insane, right? And so you guys have all heard me have Wade Borth on my podcast, who's a colleague of mine that we work close together. And Wade is the same way. I come in like blaze and like, oh my God, I got this great idea. Let's do this. And he's like poking holes in it. I'm like, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. And so it's great to have those people, but it makes sense why those of us that are inventors have all these ideas and people are saying, no, that's not going to work. And then there are some people who just do not care. Like, I have people of all the people that have had taken this, I have people on my team that are enablers, and they are just so happy to do whatever I ask. And they don't want to invent things. They don't want to problem solve. They don't wonder about what's wrong. Just tell me what I need to do and I'll do it. And I'm absolutely happy to do it. And I was like, why don't they talk? Or why don't they do things? So if you have a family member, an employee that is just like, you ask them to do things and they absolutely never, ever question it. They do it with a smile on their face. They're happy to get it done. They mark the box off because they also have tenacity that's really high, right? So tenacity is really high. We're just going to mark that box off and thank goodness we got that done. And what else do you need me to do? They don't think about those things themselves because there's no wonder, there's no invention. And they're totally okay with that. But we need them, right? We need them as part of our team. We need them as part of our operation because there can't be too many bosses, right? If there's too many cooks in the kitchen, what happens? Everybody gets mad at everybody. And so when we are looking at building our business, when we are looking at building our operation, or even inside of our family, why does that happen? In the podcast, in his podcast, he was talking about how him and his wife, the guy that invented this, him and his wife both they're high on invention, or they're really low on tenacity. They like don't get things done, which means they don't plan. So they are the people that say, hey, just stop on over whenever you want. Stop over. We're good. No problem. And if you have high tenacity, you're like, well, we need to schedule that. So when would you like us to come? And they're like, well, we don't have a calendar, right? Because we don't do tenacity. We don't live by a calendar. So yeah, that's not going to work out for us. So just stop on over. And they're like, oh my gosh, we could have like 30 people at our house last minute. And we are just thrilled. It is absolutely fantastic. We are totally good with that. So we all have those people, right? Like, I'm okay because I'm pretty low on the tenacity side of things. I'm okay if you just stop over. Like, if my house is a mess, that's just how it's going to be. Like, I'm not going to clean. If I know you're coming, I'm going to pick up. But if you just stop over, welcome to the mess. Like, it's not dirty, it's just messy. So that's how we live. There's going to be some receipts on the counter. It's all good. It's all good. Some people need to know that, like my Jess, for example, she wants to know if you're going to come, when you're going to come, probably how long you're going to stay. Are you going to eat there? Are you not going to eat there? What are the plans? Like, she needs to know it all ahead of time. Because her main thing is getting everything done and making sure that everything's planned out and everybody's where they're supposed to be, right? Mary Jo, did you do your 15 things you were asked to do? Because if you didn't, she's going to be on my case to get them done. So if you guys need me to do things, you just call Jess and then I will get them done because Jess won't let up. That's why I love her. But it is when we have that family member that needs to plan everything, or we have a family member that has a little bit higher anxiety level than the rest of us. Like, my anxiety is like a 0, right? I don't get anxious about a whole lot of anything because just whatever happens is going to happen. And I'm totally okay with that. Like, very rarely do I need to plan. You want to tell me last minute we got a birthday party to go to? I'm okay with that. But We have family members that like to plan. They live by their planner on a daily basis, and they have high anxiety if you plan something last minute. Like, even if they got nothing going on, they got to mentally be prepared for that. And so it just brings a ton of light into the situation. So if you've got a family business, if you've got a farm operation, and you are wondering how to make it better and get people into the right positions so that they excel, I say go take this test. That's what I say. You go to workinggenius.com. It's $25 per person. You go take it and see where everybody fits. And then you listen to his podcast. You go to the Working Genius podcast and you listen to it because it makes it make sense. Okay. But we are all struggling. Like, we're struggling with personalities. We're struggling. Why doesn't that person take an initiative? Why is that person always trying to fix everything? Why is that person poking holes in everything and they don't ever like my idea, right? Why does everybody flock to that person and want to follow that guy? Because that guy is a galvanizer and they just bring people together and people just want to be around them, right? Why do some people want to set goals and some people don't? Every single person has their purpose. What is it, and what can this do to alleviate some of the conflict? Okay? We can't have a bunch of cooks in the kitchen, and the cook needs to understand that the server is okay serving, right? The server's okay serving. We don't need another cook. You, the cook, just needs to tell the server what to do. And you need to understand that that person is needed. Not everybody is going to be a leader in the way that you see them as a leader. It was so eye-opening and it was so exciting because I already knew my staff. Like, I already knew what they were good at because I pay very close attention and I ask them, Tiara, what do you like to do? Jess, what do you like to do? What do you not like to do? Because if you're doing things you don't like to do, we need to take it away from you and give it to somebody else as best we can, right? We're all going to end up doing things we don't like to do. But I want your job. I want you to excel. I want you to help the business, all that. Where can I put you that you are going to do a great job? And this just helped me understand exactly who is where and who I can go to for problem solving, right? My staff that is not high in the inventor, I'm not going to go there and say, "Hey, what do you think we should do? What's your idea?" If that's your working frustration, you're going to I just frustrated the bejesus out of you. Why would I do that? Right? It just makes so much sense. So if you are running an operation, if you have family, if you are running a business, so basically every single person listening to this should go do that. It's $25. It's going to save you a lot of headache. Truly, it is. It's pretty amazing. So that had nothing to do with infinite banking. It did have to do with business and running your business and running your operation and making sure that you're successful. It is part of that. But it also explains why some people are like, oh my gosh, the infinite banking concept is a no-brainer. And the other person is trying to poke holes in it. And the other person is just sitting back wondering, like, why do we even need it? And some people just don't care. And they're like, oh, yeah, you want to do that? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just follow you. If that's what you want to do with our money, I trust you. I'll just follow. That's okay. Yeah. And then there's other people that are rallying the troops, right? And saying, hey, you guys all need to do this infinite banking thing. It's just so good, you guys. All right. If you have not read my book, go to farmingwithoutthebank.com or withoutthebank.com, grab the book, and then share it with all your friends and family and all your neighbors. Try to bring out your inner galvanizing. If you're not a galvanizer, I understand. I get it. I'm there with you, working frustration. I'm just not I'm just not a good pat you on the butt kind of person and say, "Good job. Go to work." Oh, good for you. You went to work today. Nope, not me. Not this girl. If you guys need anything, comments, questions, topics that you want to address, let me know. Email me, maryjo@withoutthebank.com, and I'm happy to help. Otherwise, you have a absolutely fantastic rest of your day.